Select the resulting binomial heap after the following insertions and removal: A, H, B, G, C, F, D, and E. So the thing to bear in mind when you are working with binomial heaps is that they should work in powers of 2. So the first two that we're going to have A and H. Since A is initially there and A is going to be less than H, it's initially going to look like so. Now notice how I left a little bit over here on the left. This is so we can start working on the next part. So next part 2 are going to be B and G. So initially B would be in here, and then G would become the left child of B. So what would happen next is we would compare these two, and whichever one is smaller becomes the new root, and whichever one is larger becomes the next child. And so in this case, and notice again how I'm leaving some space over here, I'm going to do A is smaller, so that way B is going to be here, and G is going to be here, and then H will remain child of A. So now the next set we're going to have, we have C, F, D, and E. So C is initially going to be here, and F is initially going to be its child since F is smaller. Now we have D and E. So D is going to be over here initially since it's 1, and then E would become its child. Then we compare these two. We start building them up. C is smaller than D, so this would become this child. And now we have 8, so now we got to compare these two, which means that A is going to become the new root, and C will become its child there. So next, the problem states we need to remove the smallest. In a binomial heap, when we do this correctly, A will become the smallest. And what we're going to see is we're going to have remaining elements in powers of 2. So this would be 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1, and 2 to the 2. And in order to get the final one, you need to sort them in that order. So it would be H, D, and then G, and this would be C, D, E, and then F. So this is the final binomial heap after we are done. And so now let's take a look at the final solution. And we are going to see that choice C matches the binomial heap that we derived. Therefore, the answer is C.